So I know that nobody wants to hear this, but on January 20th, 2021, Joe Biden will very likely assume the presidency. So this means that Donald Trump's going to have to pack his bags and leave the White House. But I want to focus on something here because I think a lot of the atheists and the progressives and those who are active under the Democratic tent, they're so anxious and they're so elated to see Trump vacate 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, but they shouldn't count their chickens before they hatch. Here's the deal. Their great American nightmare, which was Trump, he might not be gone. It might not be over after all. Because there are already rumors that in 2024, Trump is gearing up for another run, and he's already got 53% of Republicans polling saying that they would actually vote for him in hypothetical matchups. Now listen, a lot can happen between now and 2024, we know that, and there's no guarantee that Trump can ever get anywhere near the White House again. But here's the thing that many atheists and progressives who are boisterously rejoicing don't seem to realize. Trump's future proximity to the presidency, to the White House, it rests almost solely on their shoulders, and it's really up to them. So what do I mean by this? Well, how are they going to treat their ideological opponents? Will Biden make good on this promise that he made to foster a united states, or will the left take off where it was working from before, going after people, not taking middle ground approaches to religious liberty issues? I mean, liberals have in recent years advocated for all sorts of extreme things, birth control mandates. They've said abortion is sacrosanct. They've said there's no room in policy proposals for sincerely held disagreements on a plethora of social issues, right? And when it comes to liberal dominance outside of politics and in culture, there are really no safe spaces for conservatives, right? I mean, you've got liberals owning the media, they own Hollywood, they own academia. These are all the areas where we learn outside of the church. And rather than make room for other ideas, again, that's the purpose of education, to educate people, many of the people in these industries have been apathetic. They've even been hostile towards ideological opponents. And then you've got people like actor Matthew McConaughey. Now, I've got to highlight this because I think it's so important to what we're talking about here. He recently told Russell Brand, quote, "There are a lot of people on that illiberal left that absolutely condescend, patronize, and are arrogant towards the other 50%. And he's referring to the other half of the country who disagrees with them. He said that there's language from the left that has caused resentment and that, quote, "the left will have to understand the science of meet you in the middle." And I love that because McConaughey is absolutely right. If atheist activists and progressives and all of these people under that tent who have virulently pushed back against conservatives and religious Americans, if they do not seek common ground, if they take this opportunity with Biden to dominate by stacking the court and defunding the police and advancing policies with no regard to the other half of the country, if they choose to demean and to punish Trump supporters as we've seen them say they want to do, and Christians and conservatives, then their victory will be short-lived. That same energy, think back to 2016, that brought us Trump, a man who strangely aligns with evangelicals. He's a bully to the bullies. That energy will recharge, and we will be repeating the past. It's up to progressives. It's up to atheist activists and to others under that Democratic fold. Will it be freedom for me and none for thee? Will we avoid those past mistakes? Will we be inclusive and politically sane? Or will we do what we've always done? I don't know. But make no mistake about it, the future is in their hands. Whether or not they get Trump again back in that White House or someone like him is in their hands, and how they decide to treat their ideological opponents. So only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see.